We are joined by University of Illinois student athletes Sam McLaurin, DJ Richardson, Brandon Paul, and Tyler Griffey. If you have a question, please raise your hand, wait for the microphone, and give us your name and affiliation when you ask your question. Questions? Far left in the rear.
Paul Banks, the sportsbank.net in Chicago now. This one is for Brandon. You're from the far north suburbs, so you're pretty familiar with the Chicago area. You've got 4 guys from the Chicago area that are sophomores. The athletic director's been aggressively promoting the program in Chicago. Just tell me how much it means, each tournament win and the more visibility, how much that means for your family and friends and the family and friends of the Chicago guys back home.
I think it means a lot, especially as a kid growing up. You always want to play for your home state team. And, as a recruit, that's what I love seeing about, Illinois. They recruited inside the state a lot. And, for the younger guys, it just shows that, they get a lot more, press. And it gives hope for, other hoopers growing up, thinking that they can make their dreams come true. So I think the approach that Coach Gross has, as well as Mike Thomas, it's really good for the program.
Okay, right of the aisle, halfway back.
Daily Illini. Brandon, the last 2 games you've been guarded by Victor Oladipo and Andre Robertson. You're not really catching a break tomorrow when you're going to see Durant Scott, who's ACC Player of the Year. What have you seen from him on film?
Durant Scott's a good player. He's solid on both ends of the floor. He knows how to put the ball in the basket. And obviously, he's a great defender. Playing on a great team. They've had a lot of success this year. But you pointed it out. I played against tough defenders my whole life, and these are the moments you get up for as a top player.
In the rear on the right.
Guys, Tim Griffin with the San Antonio Express News. This is for Tyler. I wonder if you could just speak to the challenge that Miami's big inside game will pose for you and also for your team.
They got a lot of big, talented guys down there. We have to keep them off the glass. It's like Brandon said, it's nothing we haven't seen before going through the Big Ten. We've gone against bigger and stronger guys. So we look forward to the challenge.
Okay, far right here.
Stu Durando, St. Louis Post-Dispatch, for DJ and Brandon. What do you remember maybe about your first conversations with Coach Gross when he first got to Champaign, your first impressions that made you think that this guy might be really the right guy for the job?
DJ, why don't you start?
Before when we heard he was our new coach, just looking at his background, how much he's achieved throughout his career as a coach. Taking a team like Ohio, to the Sweet 16. When he first got there, our first impression was like, we always trusted him and what he had to say. His standards for our team, was high quality, and I think we all followed that throughout the year. And I think that we helped him, and he helped us get to the predicament and the place we at right now.
I was really impressed by the way he opened up to us players. He had individual meetings with everyone. And he was genuinely interested in what we had to say. He wasn't just doing it obviously because it's his new job and that's what he had to do. But he wanted to know about us, not only as players. He wanted to know our backgrounds, our friends, our family growing up. So that really impressed me, and it gave me the type of confidence in him that continues to grow to this day.
Right of the aisle.
Rob McCauley, WILL. Sam, I'm going to ask the question about Florida that Paul asked Brandon about Chicago. You got 2 teams from Florida in this building today. You're from Florida. Did you ever think about playing there? Did you dream of those schools? Do you have a chip on your shoulder about tomorrow's game because of that?
Actually, I'm from Tallahassee, and when you're from Florida, you're either a Hurricane, a Gator, or a Seminole, and I'm a Seminole. So, nah, I never thought about playing for those guys.
Left of the aisle.
Stephen Hawkins with the AP. This is for Brandon and DJ. You guys obviously seniors trying to make something special. It's always been a while since they've been to the Sweet 16. You're playing a team, Miami, that's full of seniors. Also a number 2 seed. I'm assuming that based on what you guys want to accomplish and based on what you guys have done, with some of your earlier wins, you're not intimidated just because of they're seniors and they're number 2.
Brandon, go ahead.
Yeah, we're not intimidated by anyone. We've been through a lot of games this season. We've played, top teams. Obviously, with, we went to a hostile crowd out in Gonzaga. Played against Indiana twice this year, played against Michigan twice this year, basically the whole Big Ten. This is just another challenge for us. Obviously, Miami's a great team. They've had a lot of success this year, and their guys have great leadership. They have the same amount of seniors as we do, a little bit older than us, but at the same time, we've been through a lot, and I think our position in the Big Ten has put us in this position right now to continue to be successful. But it's not going to come easy, and we're gonna look to battle tomorrow.
I think Brandon basically hit all the points. Like he said, we've been through a lot of, different situations throughout our whole careers. All our seniors played in tough games, played a lot of minutes for our school. Sam played a lot of, minutes for his school, playing some tough games. It should be a tough matchup. We have 5 seniors as well. So, and Joe Bertrand as well is another guy that's, he's a redshirt junior, and he's experienced as well.
Okay, right under the camera.
Ethan Osofsky, Daily Illini. When you went back and looked at the tape from yesterday, what went wrong during the drought?
We really didn't. We just talked about the game a little bit. About the NCAA, it's about advancing. And we went through a couple of things about the game yesterday, but our main focus now is on Miami. They made a run yesterday, but now we advanced, and the main goal was to find a way to be better in Colorado, and that's what we did yesterday.
Far left.
Cedric Golden, Austin American Statesman. Tyler, I know you guys have played some big teams in the Big Ten, but few have as many bigs. They have 4 or 5 guys that are pretty burly. Do you and Igu, do y'all make a concerted effort to hit the glass harder, knowing that there's a lot more beef inside this time around?
We always make a concentrated effort to hit the glass and go to the offensive glass as well. Coach talks about getting the 68% of defensive rebounds back. It's a goal that we've set for every game, and we definitely try to achieve that. They got some big guys: Julian Gamble, Reggie Johnson, and Kenny Kaji. We're gonna have our work cut out for them, but we look forward to the challenge.
Okay, on the right.
Stu Duranda, St. Louis Post-Dispatch. For Sam and Tyler, has there been anything throughout the year that you've seen the way Coach Gross goes about day-to-day work or preparing for games that's been particularly different or interesting for you guys to see?
Everything he does is at a high level, energy-wise. I've always say he's a ball of energy. He gets his coffee, drinks 2 or 3 cups a day. No, everything he does is he's so focused, so energized, and so enthusiastic about his job and about helping us succeed.
And I think not only with the energy that he brings every day, but he's really high on us paying attention to details. When we're not executing details and it shows up on film, like he gets on each and every one of us about it, and he just tells us how much important that is for us to get where we want to be.
Questions? Okay, gentlemen, thank you for coming in. We'll let you go.